Hola Francisco, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y usted, caballero? How are
Oh,
you?
gentleman, you just called me a gentleman. Wow.
Well, you are a caballero, you are a gentleman. Well,
I'm very well, thank you so much. How's everything on your side?
doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Not bad, thank you. And I am a little bit impatient because we are going to talk about royalty today.
We are.
And if there is anyone here among you and me that is expert and love that kind of thing, it's you.
Well, hopefully our listeners know that I'm a little bit more monarchical than you are.
Well, I'm not against it. I'm not as monarchic as you are. That's true. But anyway, I mean, all this is always, information and all this kind of thing is very welcome to listen about it, to know a little bit about the history, royalty, etc. But in this episode, we are not going to talk about uh, royalty, right? About history of royalty,
Well, we're going to be talking about the future
the
of the
future.
royalty, not past, but future. We're going to be talking about our future queen.
That's right, Leonor. But all that will be after our symphony. We'll see you in a
Let's
moment.
get some music.
Yeah. That's right, Francisco. Yes. We're going to talk about Leonor. Her full name, I have to read it because I know. Leonor de todos los Santos Borbón y Ortiz. Wow.
Amen.
What a name. How old is she now?
Well, she was born in 2005, so she's 20 years old.
20 years old.
Mhm.
My
Well, by the
God.
way, for our
Uh,
listeners, who on earth is Leonor? Leonor is the future queen of Spain.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's who we're going to be talking today. We're going to be talking
Mhm.
about her.
Yeah. So, well, Francisco, you just said the first fact. She was born in 2005. I can't believe how time flies. I remember perfectly when they married in 2004, Felipe and Leticia. Leticia is a commoner. She used to be a newsreader in prime time Spanish national channel. And Philip, who today is Philip the Sixth, he was the Prince of Spain, the Prince of Asturias, which is the title that everyone that's going to be the monarch in the future, whether a man or a woman, gets before, or like the Prince of Wales, that is going to be the
There we go.
future, or Princess of Wales, going to be the future king or queen of England. In Spain, is Príncipe de Asturias, or
Okay.
Princesa, if it is a woman, which is the case of Asturias. So,
May I make a little quote here?
no, you're not going to make a little quote. You're going to make a huge quote because from now on, the microphone is all yours. Go ahead.
Okay. So the royalty in Spain before they are crowned,
Yeah.
like you said, in England it's the Dukes of God. Well, the Dukes of
Wales.
Wales. God. Here, everybody says that to be king of Spain, you have to have the prince or princess of Asturias, which is
Hmm.
true.
Hmm.
But they also have a second title, prince or princess of Viana. And Viana is a city in my state, in Navarra. So they have a Navarra title as well that they lose when they get crowned.
I had no idea about that. And listeners out there, these remarks, what I did say only a couple of minutes ago, if there's anyone here in between both of us that knows all these little details, is Master Francisco. Please go on.
Anyway, so our princess, first of all, one thing that we need to clarify is that in Spain, we do not have Salic law, which means that we can have female queens.
But
Okay.
there is, Francisco, there is an exception. It's not
There we
really
go.
the, it is not
We
the
don't have
Salic law.
Salic law. We have supremacy of male over women.
That's
Okay.
right.
So, which is what happened with Leonor's father.
Father, that's right.
Philip is not the firstborn, but he is the first male born from his parents. Okay.
Let me just add something here, if you don't mind. He has two sisters, so
Mhm.
there's three siblings, but he was the third to be born. He's the youngest of the three siblings. But as you said, because he's a male predominance here, he is the one who inherited the crown of Spain.
No, in this case, we don't care in the next generation because we do not have a male. We don't have a boy. We only have
Hmm.
two girls.
Hmm.
Leonor, who will be the Queen of Spain, and her sister, Sofia. So today we want to center about Leonor, okay? Leonor de Todos los Santos. This thing of
The
de
name.
Todos los Santos, it's all the last kings of Spain. They have had this de Todos los Santos, which means of all the saints,
Of All Saints.
meaning that when you have that extra title of all the saints, you could be Jorge of all the saints, means that you have your name and everybody else's name. So you
Whoa.
carry a piece of everybody in Spain in your heart, in your name. That's why they have that de Todos los Santos.
That's a big weight to put on anyone's shoulders.
Really, I wouldn't want to get the crown, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, the thing is that when you choose a name for your kid, you're all happy, and this is my grandfather's, and this is my grandpa, and this is my grandma, and this is, I don't know. How come they came with Leonor? Because
Oh,
grandma was not Leonor, grandma. No, we need to go back to history. We're going to talk about Leonor de Castilla, a queen from the 13th century, 1200s.
uh-huh.
Okay?
That's a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, yes. It's the pre-Spain. Spain is not a Spain until the Catholic monarchs. So imagine we're here in the 1200s. And this Leonor of Castilla was a tough, it was like a trendsetter, open-minded, hardworking, very good queen. Okay, so she has this name because of that. Also because another Leonor of Aragon, but the important thing is the one of Castile. That's why she got that name. Besides, it's a very conservative name, I would say.
Do you think so?
Even Leonor, it's like it's to me, it's like it sounds old.
Oh yeah, I mean
Hundreds.
it's not a
It's
very
old enough.
it's not a very common name.
No.
I mean if you say Leonor besides the person we're talking about now, it could come to me Leonor of Aquitaine,
Okay. Yes, Leonor
right?
of Aquitaine,
And
but that's
that is how many centuries ago? 1200s,
well, it's the
1300s?
1100s, and but that's not Spain. That's
No, no,
Aquitaine.
no. But I mean, Leonor,
Yeah, the
meaning
Leonor of
that
Aquitaine
just
is
the
the one that
name
comes.
is not a common name.
No, it's not a common
Not
name.
a common name. Although it is Spanish name, the origins.
Leonor, yes.
Okay, perfect. I'll buy it.
I don't know.
I'll
I
buy
guess
that.
so. I don't know. I don't know. I frankly don't know if Leonor is Spanish or
Hmm.
not the name. But anyway,
Hmm.
the important thing is that this cute girl, by the way, she's very cute. She's very sweet,
Yeah, she
very,
has a
very
sweet face.
shy.
Yeah.
I mean, she seems to be very, very, very shy. And suddenly she is going to be, I mean, to me, this thing of blood lineage, we always say, oh, they don't deserve it. Just imagine you're a baby and suddenly everybody tells you, you are going to be the next queen of Spain. But what? Well, I want to study. No, you're going to study this. But I want to, no, you're going to do that. No, she has not been able and she will never be able to choose almost anything.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's
So
right.
she's going to be
Yeah,
dictated everything. Her education has been planned from birth. Well,
that's right.
before birth. I mean, the school she went, Santa Maria de los Rosales, it's the school that her dad went.
Hmm.
Okay, so it was like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Then she went to Wales when she was 16 years old to the Atlantic College, a UWC Atlantic College. The joke, it is said to be the royal school in the world because all the royals they go there to
Yeah,
study.
most of them has gone to that
I
school. Yeah, I've
mean,
heard that. Yeah.
William, everybody have done their whole thing. The thing is that once she has finished her senior year of high school, for our listeners to understand,
Hmm.
here we call it, you have to do the EBAU, big final test. She cannot choose what career she is going to take because
Hold on
the
a second, Francisco, please. Forgive me for this.
Mhm.
Isn't it like a kind of a special program for those royalties that instead of taking those pre-university years, it is instead of taking 2 or 3 or 4 years in a normal commoner person, isn't it a compressed 2 years education about the whole thing that they have to study? Is that true or not?
Yes. I mean, they get in this school, it's a private school, super, super high end. They compress all the information. I mean, it's like all this information gets stuck in your brain very, very fast. And you get, especially what they, you have all these royals and all these powerful kids who today they're kids, but in the future, they will be your friends and they're going to be the rulers of the world. I meaning
Mm,
not the rulers are as monarchs, but they're going to be the leaders of the world. So
hmm.
from birth, from high school, they get these connections, which is amazing. Okay, so it's just very good. Uh, During this all of these years, she learned how to speak Spanish because she's in Spain, but at home they speak in English. She speaks fluent French, she speaks Catalan, she knows Arabic, she's studying Chinese. I mean,
She
she
knows Arabic.
yeah, she's
Wow.
not fluent, but
Yeah.
she can have a conversation into it. That's what they
Oh,
say. Right? That's
wow.
also for
Yeah.
me. But the thing is that
Impressive.
once she finished her schooling, she has to do the military career
Hmm.
because the king and in the future the queen of Spain are the general commanders of the army.
Uh-huh.
So first she went into the army in 2023. She was there for a year and a half, I think, and now right now she is in the navy.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true. She's sailing the world with I
El
know you
Cano.
I know you're gonna say it, so go ahead.
Yes, I mean, which is one of the cute anecdotes is when she, I think it was October 24, October, December 24. Well, this
End of the
at
24.
24, beginning of 25, is when she had to go, all the cadets, all the kids that go into the Navy, if they are good enough, obviously she is good enough, or she has the
Obviously.
signs, obviously, they have to go in a world transoceanic, go around the globe in Juan Sebastian Elcano, which is our beautiful training place for our Marines. Okay.
Hmm.
So she went there. She's been there for, I think it's 5 months. And the last, the royal family always goes there to say goodbye to the cadets and to say goodbye to the young sailors. And this year, the king and the queen, they were saying goodbye to their daughter.
Hmm.
And I think it's been one of the most beautiful moments because our queen, she has the fame of being very cold-hearted and very distant. You could see her eyes sparkle like, the baby's going into the ocean. My baby. It was so
Well, I guess like any other mother, isn't it?
she's a mom. And hey,
Yeah.
your baby is going, she has to go. And
Yeah.
it's like, ugh. And one of the things is that uh, she the Leonor, she got on the boat in the ocean and in the family. I mean, her grandfather, King Juan Carlos, former King Juan Carlos, he is a big sailor. He was a big, big, big sailor. He loves the ocean. So she has always been exposed to the ocean. And she has
Hmm.
always been on boats. But when she got into Juan Sebastian Elcano, she did not have fun. Let's put it that way. She is wave sick. She gets sick with the
She
movement,
has motion sickness.
motion sickness. So she's been throwing up for almost a whole week. Everybody is like, obviously this is not public, but everybody knows it because all the kids in the boat is like, here you go the queen again. She's throwing up.
I'm laughing not because of her, but because I am exactly the same. I get sick, Francisco. I get sick in one of those pedalos on the
Oh
beach.
God.
Seriously, seriously, yeah, I do.
But this girl is like, she's human and she's like, they, the doctors have said that in about 10, 15 days, 20 days after you're in a boat, your body gets used to it and
Yeah.
then you go. So hopefully she's okay and she's going to be okay. She's going to be. And from here, once she finishes the Navy, she needs to go to the Air Forces.
So it was a year and a half in the land forces. So it's gonna
The
be the
Army,
same, like about a year and a half in
it's
the
a year and a half
Marines,
in the Navy and a year
the
and a half
Navy.
in the Air Forces.
Oh wow!
So
So
she needs to get the three trainings.
the sea trainings. Wow, that's a whole thing. And what about any gossip that you could tell us, or any comments that you probably have heard or read in one of those gossip magazines about what she's gonna make regarding a university career or not, like his
We don't
father
know
did?
exactly what she wants to study. Probably she will want to study some international business or diplomacy, something
Mm-hmm.
related to her work that she cannot choose. This is the work you're going to do. So I think it's more related to these type of
Mm-hmm.
topics, a way
Yeah.
how to relate to companies, because the job of a king and a queen today, it's just to represent Spain internationally, especially. So
Yeah, it's like a public relationships. Yeah.
there we go. So
Yeah.
what are they going to do? Probably diplomacy or
Mm-hmm.
public relations. I don't know. We don't really know. That's probably going to be the only thing she can choose, but she cannot. I don't think she's going to be able to say, "Hey, I want to be a doctor," or "I want to be," I don't know, any other thing. She
Well,
will have to.
you being the master of all these uh, royalty things and everything, as far as I understand, her father, our King Felipe VI, is the very first monarch of Spain with an university degree because
Mhm.
he has a degree in law, so he's a lawyer.
Yep.
Okay, is that true or not?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
King Philip VI, he's the only king until now with a university career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have studied many other things, but not with a title. Now, King Philip has a title. And as a modern woman, as she is, she will probably want to study a career. It's not required,
Mm-hmm.
but she's young. So I think she's going to do it. And that's pretty much it. What about from that point on? Once she finishes her career, well, in the moment she was not crowned, but in the moment she became 18 years old, for our listeners,
Yeah.
to be in Spain, once you're 18, you have all the rights. You can vote, you can drive, you can do the whole thing, you can go to jail. As she is the future queen of Spain, when she turned 18, is when her public appearances have been programmed. The other ones, they
Mm-hmm.
were accompanying mom and dad or going here, going there. Now she has her own agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Very little because she's still studying and she's not. She gets money, by the way. She has a salary. Right? She's a princess of Spain, so she gets a salary. But she is there. She's beginning to do speeches. She, as I said, very, very, very shy. So she's like, well, I have to read this. Oh my God. So she blushes very easy. I think she's a sweetheart. And, one of the things I like about what they're doing, it's worldwide, all of these monarchies, people they don't know what they're here for. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
why do they need this? Do we don't need that? We don't need them. It's like yes, no, no, yes. So what I think that's doing very well, especially using the modern social media, she doesn't have social media, public social media, but pictures of her as a 20-year-old woman are beginning to show up in social
Mm-hmm.
media. Her in a pub having a Coke or a beer, something that the young generation are relating with her.
Mm-hmm.
She has to do this. And all of these things are being filtered. So through social media, the young generation are getting it. And I say it in my kids, okay? My kids, the three of them is like, why do we have a monarchy? We don't need it. It's like, come on, I'm your dad. I like monarchy. What have I done wrong here? But little by little, they are
Uh,
appreciating
yeah.
her. I mean, they're really, hey, she's doing this. Uh, she's going here. She's taking care of this. So I think she is doing very well. Obviously, not her, but mom and dad trying to give a good image of her, a very normal image with her. Okay? Which I think is pretty cool. One of the great things also is the relationship the two sisters,
Yeah.
Leonor and Sophia,
Yeah.
always to me, I don't know if you have watched the TV series The Crown.
Oh yeah. Some time ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the relationship between the queen and her sister
Yeah.
is very special.
Yeah.
It- when you are going to be the queen, or you are the queen, you are the queen. You, yes, you, and the person right behind you is your sister that you adore and you love. but
Hmm.
has to always walk one step behind. So that's no, you have to be behind me, or I have to be behind you. Uh, The personalities, the egos. In the British monarchy, we have William and we have
Henry.
Henry. William has all of the weight of the succession. He's very shy, introvert. How is the other one? Henry is loud
Is
and
the black sheep of the
fun.
family.
Well, the black sheep, but it's like his aunt.
Yeah.
The queen's sister was also the black sheep. No, she is the person who does whatever the brother or the sister cannot do.
Mm.
So in our monarchy, exactly the same happens. Leonor is very shy. She has all of this weight. I mean, I sometimes there are some pictures of her. She's very professional,
Yeah.
but you can feel all of this heritage, all of this weight in her shoulders. It's like, and her sister is like,
Ah,
big
here I
deal.
am.
I'm just a sister of. Woohoo! She's much more open. She's funny, and she's
Ah.
so. I think the chemistry between the two sisters is very beautiful. Hopefully
Mhm.
that doesn't break because it's really, really, really great. What else? Relationship with the parents. The relationship with mom and dad, with the king and the queen, it's very close. I think that especially the mother, being as you said, a commoner, she was a news presenter. She knows how when she got married to Philip VI. The If she gained weight, everybody said it. If she lost weight, everybody said
Yeah, she was in the yeah.
it. Everybody had something to say. So she's trying to protect or give a bubble of protection to her daughter, which I think is very beautiful because no matter what she's going to do, if she wears sandals, somebody will criticize. If she gains weight, somebody will criticize. If she wears everybody will criticize. So I think the Queen Latifah, is doing a great job to protect from all of this bombarding social media so she doesn't get affected, which is so difficult. I mean,
Mm.
to me, with my kids trying to protect, social media, everybody's perfect and everybody's happy, which obviously is not true. You have to keep on telling your kids social media is not true, social media is not true, social media is not true. But if they're pointing you out with a finger, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, and for the same act somebody's saying you're doing this right, you
Yeah,
have to have a very
must be hard. Yeah, must be
yeah,
hard.
you need to have a very clear
But
mind. And
also her mother, Leticia, the queen nowadays, she has been criticized very much about how strict she has been regarding some of the points that you mentioned. I mean, there's also some kind of a um, behind the scenes images, just by a signed language, mother and daughter, telling her how she had to place her hands on her lap, and she couldn't hold a chair in the armchairs like that. So she had to be like very, formal and sitting straight forward like that, not like this, like we are some most of the times. Uh, yeah, I do believe that what you're saying, the protocol is very strict and obviously is there to make it, but at the same way, I don't know. I think is I mean, makes me think what you said earlier, that you are born and your life is already scheduled.
yeah,
That to me, I don't know how much I would like that for a kid. I don't have kids. I don't have the paternal feeling and how it could be. But Francisco, you had three. I think that is like, I don't want to mention the word slavery, but it's like a kind of you cannot do anything about that. You were born for this purpose, and that's how you have, and you will go.
I think you're right. I mean, everybody thinks that she lives in a golden, beautiful
Yeah.
cage. That she does. I mean, let's face it. You have all the things. You have cars on your disposal. If she wants to go to a restaurant, she's not going to wait in line. She has a salary since she was a baby. So all of these beautiful things, yes, she has them. Yes, you can wear Dior or
Wait a
Chanel.
minute. You just said she had a salary since she was a baby?
I'm not quite sure when she started getting a salary, but I know it was not when she was 18. She had
I
it
know
before.
now she has, but I had no idea about that. But anyway,
I don't.
but
Well,
just to put in position here to our listeners, the royal family, the royal house, let's put it that way, there is a budget in every year's government budget that there is goes to the royal house, not to the monarch, not a salary to the monarch, no, a salary to the king, queen, princess. No, it's just to the royal house, the institution called royal house. So they do spread the money however they feel like, or the status that they have, if they have any kind of internal laws in how much could be the salary of the king. But it's not that the Spanish government is paying, or the Spanish budget comes out all that money, but it's just for the institution of the royal house. So they spread the money
the
as
way they want.
their convenience. Is that
No,
correct what I said, Francisco?
exactly. I mean, the government gives money to the royal house,
Yeah.
and the royal house, they have to keep the palace. They have the salary for the king, the salary for the queen.
Not the royal
The,
palace. When you
no,
say
no,
the palace, you mean their residence,
the residence where
which
they
is
live.
not the royal
It's not
palace.
a royal palace. There we go. No, no, no.
Okay, good.
So they do have money to spend. So, but you cannot choose anything. You cannot go to, I don't know, to the beach by yourself and take a bath topless. You cannot do those things. It's
Mhm.
like, no, you cannot. I mean,
Well, sometimes I remember perfectly when the two sisters, Leonor and Sofia, when they were much younger in the early teens, the king and the queen, they used to go incognito, of course, followed by a bunch of people
bodyguards.
dressed in, not police guards, but they were policemen dressed in normal clothing, just escorting them to wherever they wanted to go. And we have a common colleague here that he has cooperated with us in the Spain and opera chapter and some other.
Really?
His name is Federico, and he said that once in one of the big streets in downtown in Gran Via, he went into an ice cream store to get an ice cream, and there they were the family of them four buying ice creams.
I mean, trying to have a normal life.
Hmm.
If they were, if it was my wife, my kids, and myself, who would have known? Nobody cares. But you are the king, the queen, and the future queen of
Yeah,
Spain.
yeah.
Everybody is going to look at you eating ice cream. It's like, oh, God, to me, forget it. I wouldn't want that for me or for
Mm.
my kids. In fact, you know, my kids, Lucas, the little one, he's 18, and he's deeply in love with our future queen. He said, she's so cool. She's so beautiful. She's like, I'm like, excuse me. Like, oh. I'm like, oh, okay.
Come on, Francisco. He's already 18. He can say whatever he likes, whether you like
You
it or
can
not.
say, yeah, 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 but
If
no,
he's
no,
in love with her, let him be.
let it be. Yeah. It's like, okay, he's a royal crush, I guess.
That's right.
No, but
Well,
I,
and now she's, as you said, she's in the sailing the world in that emblematic, huge sailing
uh-huh.
named after a big Basque navigator, Elcano. That
The
was the
first person
one.
who circumnavigated the world
Yeah,
was
I
him.
mean, it was. We all know it was Magellan who started the expedition from Sevilla, but he was killed in the Philippine Islands, and he
Mhm.
was the second on command. He was Elcano, who finished the very first circumnavigation of the world, ending in Sevilla, the
Most
same dock where they sailed out. So that is the emblematic boat, what boat to call it something, it's a huge sailing ship
yeah,
that's is
has
sailing.
sails and
Yeah, and yeah, that's where she's now. Then, as you said, she's gonna be on the
air forces.
air forces. That's right. Who knows what the future will
Well, will she be
give
crowded?
for her?
Will she be? Will she ever become a queen? Is monarchy still going to be in Spain? I hope so, because you know that I love the monarchy, but there's a lot of people who don't, and there's a huge movement right now in Spain. I, I don't want to say just Spain in England, in the
Yeah, all
Netherlands,
over, all
all
over.
of wherever we have monarchies, there's this thing that now we don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
Will we have them? We don't know. Hopefully, yes, because I really love her.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they try. Okay, you want some royal gossip?
Oh, please. Yeah. Come on.
So when she was in the high school in the UK, okay,
Yeah.
in the royal school,
Yeah.
it happened just by coincidence that from here there's a this girl. She's like mega super bright, and she got a scholarship to go to that school the
Mm-hmm.
years that Leonor was in that school.
Yeah.
So they shared door to door in the dormitory.
Uh-huh.
And she said that she was a very normal, very normal girl that, like everybody else, especially from Spain, with my kids now studying abroad and studying whatever, you send your kids a little box of the cookies they like or the chocolates they like. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? Mama, the queen, baked some muffins and she would get muffins made by Mama, like
Yeah.
any other kid. So
Yeah.
I think that's adorable. That yes, he's a royal, but yes, it's a daughter and a mother. So that beautiful relationship, I hope they keep.
Mm. Well,
So that's
you better hope it's gonna be like that all the
I
time.
hope. So well, hey, like any relationship, mother daughter, there's gonna be drama. This here in Spain, we have one of the best movie directors, Pedro Almodovar,
Oh yeah.
and he said that between a mother and a daughter, there's always a good story to be told
True.
because the
True.
relationship mother-daughter is very special. I see it with my wife and my daughter. This relationship they have, it's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
They are war, but they adore each other. So hey,
Hey,
probably they're like any
mother
other
and
mother and
daughter.
daughter.
What you said,
Uh,
yeah, mother and daughter. Okay,
so
well,
that's pretty much
Francisco, you are, as guys out there, you see, Francisco is the little brain of monarchy gossips, etc. When we talk
well,
about
I
that
love
kind
you,
of
man.
thing.
What can I say?
No, but I mean, it's fantastic that you are sharing all this with us in this new chapter. And well, everybody out there, Spanish Loops, that is the name of our podcast. Just Google it. You're going to find it anywhere. We are in YouTube. We are in all the audio platforms. Please, if you just subscribe and share, that helps immensely to,
Yes.
that's all we would like to ask you, nothing else. And also thank you for your loyalty that every single week we are making here is what is keeping us just keep doing all this, your loyalty and the amount of people that they are sending us emails suggesting themes, etc. Francisco, your website is travelingsteps.es, is that right?
Yes, that's my email. That's my website where you can find all our listeners can find all the information about the tours and everything we do.
Hmm.
What about yours, Jorge? Yours is travelingwithjorge.com.
That's right, yeah.
And you can find Jorge's tours in there for this year and next year. So stay tuned because you can check all of our tours in either of our websites.
That is
With
correct.
all of
Both of us.
these, if by any chance Princess Leonor is listening, I love you. I think you're the best.
And Leonor, you have a potential boyfriend, Francisco's
Uh,
son.
he is too young for her. She is 2 years older, and I'm
Well,
afraid,
excuse me.
well, maybe she likes younger boys.
Hey, it's only two
He's
years.
my
Come
baby.
on.
I don't
Come
want my
on.
kid to be a king. Hell no.
Oh, come on.
Anyway,
I think, Francisco, wait a minute before we go. If that happens, in the
hey,
hypothetical,
yeah.
moment, if that happens, I know you're gonna have like a mental orgasm every single day thinking about it.
Can you imagine me getting ready for the wedding? It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to the royal wedding.
Okay, well,
That's gonna
chicos,
happen.
thank you for coping with us and our goofy moments. And Francisco, I will see you next week. Okay, take care.
Everybody, have a wonderful week. We love you. Adios, amigos.
Bye bye.
Adios.
And As usual, we want to thank all our listeners for being there every week, letting us sharing our talks. Follow us in Spanish Loops in Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or your favorite platform.
And in Instagram, you can find us as the Spanish Loops Podcast, no spaces altogether. If you want to find us the quickest way, just Google Spanish Loops Podcast and you will find us. Hasta la vista, amigos.
See you next week.